I did not know happiness at all. The parties that were held, I never went because I couldn't carry the child. Everywhere, that everyone went, well, I had to stay back. For the treatment, I went to Calcutta, I went to Bombay, I went to many places. I went even to South. She said, life is a battle, and all of us have to fight. Why should you feel bad? Get up and fight. I am with you. So with that, I got quite a good consolation. So I am a great devotee of her, Mother Divine, and with her help, I have been able to live. I did get joys in life. So now I am quite comfortable. I have joys. This is in brief the sum total of my life, which I have written in this book.
First of all, let me welcome Dr. Krishna Saxena ji and her family members and friends on this very pious moment. Basically, it's not the release of a book, but I think this is, we can say it's divinity exemplified.
Thank you.
And I know you are a very learned soul. I've read about you and your background, not only as a mother but also as an intellectual woman. I was told that you were the first woman in Uttar Pradesh who did her PhD in English from Lucknow University, and then the students in Delhi also had the privilege of having been taught English at Delhi University by you. But that's the intellectual side of yours. But you see, we all know that mothers, in fact, it's very difficult to define a mother and her sentiments. Mother is the, I always say that mother in any form, in any responsibility, in any good or bad situation, adverse situation, and as you describe your life to be full of sorrows, she is every mother is the height of all the good things in the world. And about the mothers, I always say that God created mothers and ensured that there is a mother in every house, because God has to also ensure that He is omnipresent, and once He has to be omnipresent, then He has to be everywhere, and in the form of mothers He has ensured His presence in every house. That's how I describe
The best relationship.
That's how I describe the mothers, because we all have been blessed to have enjoyed the love and affection and blessings and the pure love of the parents, and more particularly the mothers. This is everybody's experience in life, and and when you lose your mother or your parents, that is for anybody, it's the most painful moment of anybody's life, and those moments you can never forget. And I think once you even lose your mother, you internalize your mother's inside your soul. So they are always with you. And this is the feeling of the children that I can express on behalf of all the children for their mothers. So I know that you have in a way I would not call it a suffering. We should also take it like a blessing that you got this privilege of serving your child, even though it was in the most adverse conditions. And Mr. Shiv, I'm sure he is also a very divine soul, and and I have always defined that this, when you say this, somebody is Divyang, so actually the person who calls other one a Divyang, he is actually intellectually a Divyang, because this physical disability in any form, whether it is a physical disability of the body or whether it's a physical mental disability, it does not make anybody a Divyang. Divyang is someone who actually nurtures such feelings and sees a Divyang in others, because this is actually my definition, and this is how I look at. So in my definition, there is no one who is actually a Divyang. It is those people who think that the others are Divyang. They are probably technically or intellectually they are the Divyangs of the society. So you have been in fact blessed to have got this privilege to have supported your son in the most extreme. I have read the book and I found it very touching and very emotional. It may not be possible to describe what, but you have a lot of, the whole life has been dedicated to a child, and I know that the child must be, he may have or he may not have described his feelings, but he must be the most, he must be having the most indebted feelings for his mother, and I think that must be the greatest satisfaction for you, that at least you have done your best. You have put your heart and soul into his upbringing, into his, you see, maintaining his. I read in the last chapter that he even suffered from a COVID thing and could survive that COVID infection also. So that in fact proves the strength and the determination of the child, and also the parents, who are the mother, who ensured that even my child, in spite of a COVID, he also gets the best treatment and he is adequately taken care of by the doctors and all. So that way, you see, I remember that some 26-7 years back, 94, when I had launched the polio eradication movement, and I used to deliver my speeches, I used to always say that in a family, even if you lose somebody, if you lose your member of the family, after some time, the pain or the sorrow or whatever of that, you see, loss, it ultimately wanes away. It ultimately, you forget about it after some time. But if you have a handicapped child, maybe technically handicapped, at that time I used to refer about the polio affected children, that they have suffered the attack of the poliomyelitis virus and they have got crippled just because of that. So I used to say that it is probably a pain more than that of the death pain that you suffer from when you encounter it in your own family, because the you see, the parents have to carry that pain throughout their life, and when I can imagine that those who used to have polio at that time, they must, and when they saw that this is something which could be prevented with just 2 drops of the vaccine, they would have thought that, oh, why could we not somehow give a vaccine to our child? And now all those who must be recollecting their, you see, experiences of the past, when they know that the disease has been eradicated from the whole country or the whole region or maybe most of the world. So I can imagine the sorrow and the pain that you have suffered in your life. But I think it's also an inspiration for many mothers, for many parents, for many, and I would say that it should be an inspiration not only for the mothers. Mother, irrespective of who the mother is, how much her child is suffering, I know that any mother in this world would behave the same way as you have done. But it should be an inspiration for basically others, the family members of such suffering members of the society, that they also have a duty towards them. It is a sort of a wake-up call for the society also. Although I feel that in the society also there is a lot of huge compassion for such people to be helped. There is at the government level also, there are a lot of thinking about it. I know the Prime Minister only started calling such people Divyang, although my definition is a little different. But I would say that your book, it should be, it should prove to be, although it's a very small book, written in very simple English, in a very simple way of communication. And as usual, we have our Prabhat ji of the Prabhat Prakashan. Always, he is also omnipresent to help everybody. It is not the first book. My own book, A Tale of Two Drops, which I wrote about the story of having been blessed by God in 1993 on 20th of December to be able to work for a polio-free India dream. That was a dream that I saw on the night of 20th December 1993. Some decade later I wrote that book and was privileged to have got it released from our former Prime Minister Atal ji, in the presence of Advani ji, Sushma ji, our Revered Mohan Bhagwat ji and Regional Director WHO, and he remembers all the MPs and all the Chief Ministers. Everybody was there at that function, and probably Atal ji was so happy to actually imagine about these children and how the children will not be suffering from this disease in the future times. So I feel that your book in many ways will serve a very useful, pious, fruitful and worthy message for the society. Whosoever would like to take the message in the right spirit. So I must congratulate you.
Sir,
I will like to...
You being a health minister,
Yes.
should give us some, convenience in medicines for such children.
Message.
Some medicines.
You see, as far as whether being a health
Treatment
minister
or
whether being a health minister or not, I can only say that there
You
is
can do a lot.
There is a lot of research going on in medical science all across the globe, including in India also. And right now, India doesn't lag behind anybody in the whole world. We are probably as good or better than most of the developed countries also. Our parameters in science and technology are also comparable to the best in the whole world. So that way you have seen yourself the vaccine which used to take a decade or 2 decades even for a development. There are many diseases for which the research on vaccine development was going on when I was health minister in Delhi 20-30 years back also, and I have also witnessed the development of 2 vaccines for COVID within less than a year, and another half a dozen will come in the next 6 months. So as far as mental illnesses, all these issues are concerned, there is research going on at multiple levels. God only can, we have to seek His blessings also to see that somehow, someday there will be a medicine for all these ailments also, which at the moment appear to be incurable. So, but I think ultimately God has, you see, immense knowledge and immense powers, and He has given us the sorrow. He will also one day give us the joy of being able to treat such children, and whether your child will be able to receive that benefit or not, when I cannot say, but your sacrifice for the sake of your child, certainly it will go down in history, and it will inspire many in the society to maybe contribute rightly in the right direction for achieving something which is worth emulating by others.
God always helps you. See, God wants them like this, but He has other 3 children who are very well qualified. And
I know at least one son of his, hers, I know very well, and I know she is. I know she, because but she has especially served Shiv to maybe could not give the attention to the others, but in spite of that, God has given you the blessing that you could not give them the right attention, but they have risen to higher positions and have attained the intellectual.
Society में they don't take these children easily, because even for my marriage, ज़्यादातर सारे proposals इसी वजह से खत्म हो जाते थे, क्योंकि एक handicap है, DNA में तो नहीं है.
I know.
Society doesn't take it easily.
I know. You see, that way the society needs to mature much more significantly and in a much more dynamic manner. Things are changing with every passing day, every passing year. Things are, I think, becoming better also. There are the better sides of, and I am an eternal optimist. So I always look at only the better side of everything. There will always be a bad side of everything, but we should look at the better side and then work and devise your karma, taking inspiration from the better side. That's at least my thinking, and that's how I look at things basically.